A couple of technical charts. Bitcoin, it's hardly a technical chart. It's like breaks 70,000, things going to the moon. Next stop 100,000. So that's my deep technical knowledge. Breaks 70, going to the moon. Also known as the banana zone. Here's another way of looking at it. This is the Bitcoin halving, the boring zone, the banana zone. The boring zone, actually, I think this is drawn wrong. I would argue the boring zone on this would start in July. The banana zone would start in July, and the boring zone finishes at the end of June.
Eines der derzeit heißesten Themen auf Krypto-Twitter ist zweifellos Raoul Pals Banana Zone-These. Diese Theorie des Real Vision-Gründers und CEOs hat sowohl leidenschaftliche Anhänger als auch skeptische Kritiker gefunden. Raoul Pal spricht seit mindestens Mai über die Banana Zone und hat die These in mehreren Interviews und Twitter-Threads als Meme etabliert. In einem dieser Threads erklärte Pal, dass der Makrosommer und Herbst durch den globalen Liquiditätszyklus bestimmt werden, der zyklisch verläuft. Dies bedeutet, dass, wenn Zentralbanken ihre Bilanzsumme erweitern, mehr Liquidität in die Märkte fließt und die Preise von Vermögenswerten sofort ansteigen. Dies betrifft alle Vermögensklassen, von Aktien über Anleihen bis hin zu Immobilien, deren Preise optisch steigen, weil der Nenner gesenkt wird. Die Banana Zone-These von Pal basiert auf der Zyklizität der globalen Liquidität, insbesondere auf den Phasen der Expansion und Spitzenzeiten der Zentralbankbilanzen. Pal ist der Ansicht, dass wir uns derzeit an einem Tiefpunkt der Liquiditätsbedingungen befinden und diese bald rapide ansteigen werden, bis sie im Juni 2025 ihren Höhepunkt erreichen. Zu diesem Zeitpunkt erwartet er, dass die Zentralbanken beginnen, die Zinsen zu senken und ihre quantitative Straffung zu lockern. Pal prognostiziert eine äußerst aufregende Zeit für den Kryptowährungsmarkt, in der die Preise für Kryptowährungen massiv steigen und völlig außer Kontrolle geraten könnten. Das ist die Banana Zone und Pal erwartet, dass sie jeden Moment beginnt. In der neuesten Ausgabe seines Podcasts Periodic Drinks with Raoul Pal liefert der renommierte Makro-Guru und ehemalige Goldman Sachs-Manager dringend benötigte Updates zur Banana Zone und wie wild die Preise seiner Meinung nach in den kommenden Monaten steigen werden.
These are just some banana zone charts to help you along. One is we have an overbought, oversold indicator for Bitcoin. We use Bitcoin because it has the longest price history, and what it shows from how we built the overbought, oversold is that really we haven't even started the rally yet. We're only just getting into what's known as crypto summer, even though it's matching with summer, but the crypto cycles, macro cycles are not the actual seasons. They're each year. So we're now in crypto summer. Prices should start to accelerate. Next year will be autumn or fall. So we're not overbought. Altcoins, all about the banana zone. The ISM survey is the business cycle. The business cycle is dragging its way higher, still below 50. So the global economy is slow and the US economy is slow. Now, all our forward-looking indicators, and it was all in that big presentation I gave you, they're all rising. And so very soon the ISM is going to go higher, and altcoins, much like small cap stocks, follow the business cycle. Why? Because you lot don't have any money yet. As soon as the business cycle improves, you'll have money and start punting. It's as simple as that. Another chart, Fed net liquidity in altcoins is a percentage of Bitcoin total market cap. Fed net liquidity leads by 12 months. It tells you altcoins as a percentage of Bitcoin should start rising, i.e. altcoin season is around the corner, which is the banana zone. I actually don't even understand this chart because Julian's smarter than I am. It's the core risk indicator Z-score, or Z-score if you're American. Basically, just look at the pink lines. It gets to the top. We're nowhere near it, i.e. we're not overbought, so nothing to worry about. Fed net liquidity against Ethereum. We should start to see Ethereum and the others move away from Fed liquidity. That's always happens because there's a technological adoption curves. So we should see these rising. Fed net liquidity is starting to come up after the TGA got drawn down, increased from the tax credits, the tax take, sorry. And so we should start to see Ethereum do better soon. The other one, financial conditions, they're starting to loosen again. Global M2 follows it. As you know, Global M2 is another driver within this equation. And here's a bit of a money shot. Here's Bitcoin volatility. It's getting right down to that 20% historic volatility line, 10-day. When it gets there, it leads to whopping rallies, i.e. banana zone. And you see the size of these rallies, 83%, 85%, 214% in 2, 3, 4 months. And it also happens in Solana. And the numbers are bigger. I mean, look at that. September 2023, 521% in 3 months. That was only recently. We've forgotten about that because the space is so fucking dumb. The moment it trades sideways, it's like it's all over. It's because, and I get it, everybody's hopes and dreams are in a banana zone. That's what the banana zone actually is. It's a representation of everybody's hopes and dreams. I get it. And I know it matters to people a lot. It matters to me a lot. And so when it doesn't happen, you start having that conflicting voice in your head is, what happens if it doesn't happen? What happens if it doesn't happen? What happens if it doesn't happen? Am I going to feel stupid? Have I this up? Really, just stick with the program.
Raoul Pal ist nicht der Einzige, der die offensichtliche Korrelation zwischen den globalen Liquiditätsbedingungen und den Preisen von Kryptowährungen thematisiert. Marty Pants, der Gastgeber des Crypto-Trader-Clubs, hat kürzlich ein Diagramm des globalen Liquiditätsindexes auf Twitter gepostet, begleitet von der Überschrift "Here we go, kids, Banana Zone". Es erreichte den Tiefpunkt genau beim Bitcoin-Tiefpunkt und den Spitzenwerten genau an der Bitcoin-Spitze. Haltet Ausschau nach 2025. Jedoch gibt es genauso viele Kritiker wie Gläubige. Einige Kryptowährungsinvestoren, die von den jüngsten Preisbewegungen enttäuscht sind, haben Bilder von verfaulten Bananen geteilt, um die Unsicherheiten der Banana Zone zu verdeutlichen. Allerdings ist die führende Kryptowährung in den letzten 6 Monaten um über 47% und im letzten Jahr um über 100% gestiegen. Langsame Preisbewegungen sind typisch für den Kryptowährungsmarkt, selbst während eines Bullruns. Wie in früheren Bullruns werden die aufregenden Momente meist kurzlebig sein und voraussichtlich in einem kleinen Zeitfenster von 3 bis 4 Monaten auftreten. Aus diesem Grund legt Perl besonderen Wert darauf, vorbereitet zu sein, bevor die Banana Zone beginnt.
Whether it starts next week, next month, or even September, I don't know and I don't care. What you can't do is start turning on each other the moment the bloody thing turns sideways. It's ludicrous. Yes, sideways markets in the majors means a complete bloodbath in the stupid shit you picked up, which is why don't this up. Only have a small portion of stupid shit. They're fun to have. We like it. But if you have too much of this stuff, the moment the dancing stops or the music stops, these things collapse to the floor. This is why I try and explain to you why to have the majority in larger cap tokens that have proven network effects that are working. Then you can speculate and be a true degen with the other stuff. If not, you're going to end up angry and bitter. And all you'll see on Twitter is some bloke who made 100x, and you're like, it can be me next, and before you know it, you'll go to 0. So please, please, please don't do that. Another nice one, this is election years. Election years, you get this summer run into August, sideways, election, banana zone end of year. So the whole banana zone, you can see the shape of it there with a slight kink in it over the September-October period as everyone gets nervous about the election. That's what we should expect. So soon, as they say here in Cayman, soon come. I don't know when, just relax over it. Here's another way of looking at it. This is the Bitcoin halving, the boring zone, the banana zone. The boring zone, actually, I think this is drawn wrong. I would argue the boring zone on this would start in July, the banana zone would start in July, and the boring zone finishes at the end of June. And this chart, I think, is great. This is altcoins ex Ethereum, total market cap. Last cycle versus this cycle. It's just beautiful. It's so cyclical. Works so well. And again, what lies ahead? Bananas. Tons of big, juicy, ripe bananas. When does the real banana zone happen? The real banana zone happens October, November, December, and then explodes the following year. We go back to the seasonal cycle. We get this run here, sideways, another big run here. I mean, this chart suggests that altcoins, by this measure, market cap could 10x from here. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. It suggests they go to 7 trillion, which is where I'm starting to get to this is a 10 to 15 trillion dollar cycle is where we'll get to on the way to $100 trillion.
Die Bank of Canada senkte ihren Leitzins am 5. Juni von 5% auf 4,75%, die erste Zinssenkung der Bank seit 4 Jahren. Die Schweizerische Nationalbank hatte zunächst im März eine Zinssenkung angekündigt und folgte dieser am Donnerstag mit einer weiteren, indem sie ihren Leitzins um 25 Basispunkte auf 1,25% senkte. Die Märkte erwarten in den kommenden Monaten ähnliche Schritte von der US-Notenbank, obwohl diese signalisiert hat, dass es im Jahr 2024 nur eine Zinssenkung geben wird. Einige Anleger glauben jedoch, dass die Fed mit dem Näherrücken der Wahlen im November nachgiebiger und weniger aggressiv werden könnte.